This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm joined by Jessie Vargas out here in Las Vegas. Jessie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. Staying busy.
It's good to hear. Now, obviously, you don't have a fight date yet, but have you got anything in the pipeline, anything you're working on in the background?
Not just yet, man. We're hoping that we can put something together, but I have to speak with my promoter and my advisors and, see what we can come to when it comes to the next fight.
What is the plan for yourself? What would you like to kind of go on to look to achieve this year as we're starting to see boxing return more frequently, hopefully coming towards the end of the pandemic now? What would you like to see?
Well, I'll tell you what, we ended the year basically before the pandemic with a major fight, right? Garcia Vargas. Why don't we open up, now that we're seeing everything come back to normality, with another rematch for the Garcia Vargas? That's the first thing on my mind. But ultimately, I have to speak with my representatives and see what we can make happen.
Would you be happy to go back down to 147 then to face Mikey?
No, never again. I can't make 47. I can't make it. I mean, if 147 is the only option, then that fight is out of the conclusion. But I think we can make that fight at 54 or even, at a catch weight. I think it's definitely possible. I mean, I took the decision and the risk of going back down to 147. I don't see why he couldn't make the same risk to go up to 154. It's the same risk. You know what I mean? He's been going up multiple divisions, so I don't see why he can't. But again, I can't speak for him. If he feels he can, he's up to par. We can make it happen. If not, I'm staying at 54. You have Charlo, you have Castaño at 54, so that'd be something that I'd be pursuing.
How much of a different fight do you feel it would be, Jessie, at 154 between yourself and Mikey?
I can see many things, but I prefer just to show it in the ring. So if we're able to make that happen, I hope that I can show the difference between fighting at 47, fighting at 54. The power, the strength, the fortitude, the also not only the fortitude, but me being as durable as I normally am, as people know me to be. The energy level mainly. But I think it would be different. But again, we'll see if he's up for it. I hope he is. He did a great fight the first one. Let's do it again. Let's do it the second time. He lost his fight. Not did he lose his fight. He didn't make the fight happen against Pacquiao. I was going to say he lost the opportunity against Pacquiao. But he didn't make that happen. It's unfortunate for him. I was pulling for it. Hopefully it did happen, but it didn't. Now this could be the next possible option. Let's see if he's up for it.
Somebody else with yourself who you've had a few back and forths with over social media, Liam Smith. Talk to me about that. Do you think that fight will happen anytime soon?
That's up to Eddie Hearn. If he wants to make it happen, I'm all for it. Liam has been calling me out for quite some time. It's been getting annoying because this guy just keeps calling me out. So if he wants to make it happen, we can make it happen. Again, we have the same promoter, so we would have to confirm things with him. And if Eddie wants to make it happen, he sees it's the right fight for me and him, and for a matchroom, then we'll make it happen. That's just the way it is.
Liam lost recently out in Russia. Did you watch that fight at all?
I did watch it. I thought he was up, but I thought he was up on scorecards. At the same time, I did know that it was somewhat close. You understand? So you go into Russia, you got to understand, you got to beat him decisively.
Jesse, you just mentioned Mikey Garcia there. He's the campmate to Jose Ramirez, who fought Josh Taylor in an undisputed bout this past weekend. Just your thoughts and reaction to it, Jesse. What did you make of their bout?
Good fight by Josh Taylor. He prepared everything to perfection. I did think that Jose Ramirez was the better technical fighter, stronger fighter as well, physically. But Josh was ready on all outcomes. He really studied. He really studied Ramirez, and found a way to win, and he did that.
Kenny Bayless, the referee, is actually coming for criticism from both camps. What did you make of his performance?
It's tough being in that position. Ultimately, you can't change the decision. It happened. What happened happened. Everybody will remember this as who won, Josh Taylor, and all the other things will be forgotten. In a few months. That's just the fans' mentality, and that's how the commission wants it. So, what do you want me to say?
Jesse, Josh has spoken about moving up to 147, facing somebody like Terence Crawford. How do you feel he would fare against somebody like Terence?
Man, I think Terence is a great fighter. He's one of the best, pound for pound. I think he'd have a lot of trouble with with Crawford. But then again, I mean, Taylor's a good fighter himself. You know, he's one of the top right now, one of the top, the best 140-pounder at the moment. I would love to see that fight. I think that's a fight that can be made without any issues, and you would get to see, you know, what it is to be in against Terrence Crawford. I like Terrence. I think he's one of the best pound for pound.
We had Spence Pacquiao announced also last week, came out of the blue. What do you make of it, though? What do you make of that fight?
Man, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great fight. You know, it's the fight to make at 147. I mean, besides Crawford-Spence. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that Spence is at his peak, at his time right now. It's going to be very difficult for Manny Pacquiao to come out victorious, just because I see Errol Spence as in his peak, like I just stated. You know, but if anyone could beat him, it would be Manny Pacquiao. You know, but who am I leaning towards? Because ultimately, I wanted to give you my conclusion on the fight. I just think that Spence has the edge, definitely. You know, he's only 29, right? So he's strong. He has a height advantage, reach advantage. But we'll see. It's gonna be a good fight regardless.
Jesse, the heavyweight.
Manny Pacquiao has to pull it out one last time. One last time at 42. Not sure if he can do it, but we'll find out.
Jesse, the heavyweight division has everyone talking once again. Last week, Deontay Wilder successful with his arbitration case. What did you make of that win and the fact we will see Wilder Fury 3 now instead of an undisputed bout between AJ and Fury?
We all knew it was a possibility, right? So it's there now, and it's going to be a good fight. And we look forward to seeing Anthony Joshua back in the ring as well. You know, he's a great fighter, and I'm a huge fan. The question is against who? Dylan White or Andy Reese? You know, who do you want to see him with? You know, I think those are two valid options.
You don't think that AJ Alexander Usyk will happen then?
I think that's a good one too. It's a good fight too. I mean, they are the mandatory, right? And so we'll see. I would prefer to see. I mean, under the circumstances, I would like to see him with either Andy Reese or Dylan White.
Do you think we'll see anything different in a trilogy bout between Fury and Wilder?
Fury and Wilder. We'll see. Anything can happen. Tyson Fury did really emphasize what he did in the last fight, but maybe this time off helped Deontay Wilder. I don't think it was a good decision for him to come back so soon. Well, actually, with this pandemic in the middle of it, actually did give him a longer break, which is good, so he can come back better.
All right, Jesse, I appreciate your time today. I'll leave you now to enjoy the rest of this beautiful weather. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Take care, man.